Hello everybody. So to complement our tour inside the church, we're now having a walk around outside looking at various things of interest, and we begin here with this plaque. The gardens have been planted in memory of Mary Sudlow and Elizabeth Williams in gratitude for the contribution they made to the parish. Former parishioners before my time who people still mention and made a great contribution to this parish, and this garden was planted in their memory. So perhaps we'll just have a moment to remember all our parishioners of St Catherine's Parish, so many known and unknown who have contributed a lot to this parish and kept it going and going from strength to strength. So for all of them we say, eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May they rest in peace. Amen. So we thank God for their contribution and the contribution of so many parishioners today, especially in these difficult times. And we see many, it's parishioners that keep our gardens in such lovely condition. So well cared for they are, and round the back as well is now beautifully kept with our Stations of the Cross there that you have seen, and we've done those. And this lovely planted garden that's maintained by parishioners. And as we walk to the other end of the garden here, we have our grotto, Our Lady's Grotto, constructed by parishioner Con McGuinness. And the statue, I believe, came out of the Lady Chapel here. Maybe before that was in the old church that we'll head across to shortly, and particularly has proved valuable at this time of the lockdown. A number of people come and pause here to pray, but throughout the year that happens anyway. But now the only place really they can come here to pray is by the statue. But still a reminder, the statue of Our Lady of Lourdes, and we call for her intercession at this time on behalf of our parish, and particularly those suffering through the COVID virus at this time, and those seeking to help and support the suffering and the sick. We say a Hail Mary. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. So we'll walk now to the crucifix at the front of our church. I believe that veterans of the First World War were inspired when they saw such shrines as this in Italy and France, and when they came back, this was constructed and originally placed on what was to be the site of the church down near Dean Lane there. But when it was decided to build the church here, it was moved over here and has been here ever since. Again, parishioners have looked after it and kept it in good order, looking in great condition considering its age, and an appropriate symbol for our Catholic Church, the crucifix, Christ crucified. Many say, yes, it's a horrible, terrible thing, a terrible death, and yet its meaning is transformed for us, because it speaks of God's great love and his power to transform even the most dire and difficult worldly situation. And it's Karl Marx, I think, said that religion is the opium of the people. This gives a light to that. We're faced with this here and in our church whenever we come, and it faces us with the reality of our world, that it's a fallen world, a sinful world, a suffering, troubled world, and yet into this our God has entered Christ and redeemed us and shown his love for us. And again we see how beautifully kept all of this is. And we just look to our church here, opened in 1957, built in an Italian style as a basilica. You see the front there with the arches, Pantile porch roof there. It's got an Italian style, appropriately enough, really. As Roman Catholics, and the tower as well. We've no bell in our tower, but maybe one day we'll at least be able to get the sound of a bell emanating from the church. And we're blessed with a fine church. And then as we walk over here, we see what was the first church for the community of St Catherine's. The parish was founded in 1928. And very quickly they gathered together enough money to start the construction of a church. Originally they started off using the Liberal Club and various other places for mass and baptisms. But we can see the foundation stone here, February the 16th, 1929. the Bishop of Salford came and laid this foundation stone, and then in June of that year the hall was opened, hall and church. So we'll now head into there, just have a quick look at what we've got there today. A wonderful facility, St Catherine's Community Centre, as it says there, available for parties, events and meetings. So in we go. You'll see here how it's lights on. Recently refurbished. The front lounge here, a lovely comfortable area that's used for tea and coffee after the 11:30 Mass, and available for various other meetings and use. So we're very fortunate to have this with the kitchen just off, and stable toilets as well. Lacking nothing here at St Catherine's, and a bar as well, of course, if you desire that. So we go through into the main body of what was the original church, with the altar at this end, now the stage, of course, where the pantomime is put on and various other things that have been running for many years. And it's used by the wraparound club and the children's liturgy and the play group. So it's getting regular use, and the scouts meet here and various other groups, and the ladies group use the lounge as well, and the luncheon club are using the lounge, and with a well-equipped kitchen and a small area there. It's everything that you could wish. We're very fortunate as a parish to have this facility as well, and you'd never know that it was once a church, the original church for our parish. But there is a little clue down in the entrance, the side entrance here. It's the only clue that I'm aware of, really. It points to something, some other use previously. Come to the side entrance. That's probably where there was a holy water stoup, maybe. Or maybe a statue there. So just a little clue to the former use, the original use of this centre, for which it was built, for the observant to note. But as I've said, we're very fortunate really that we were able to build a new church and then keep this as a community centre that's proved to be very valuable indeed. Although it does cost the parish a certain amount of money as parish priest, I'm well aware of it, but anyway, hopefully it will in the future be very successful and profitable for the parish in many ways.